What's up guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to my Derail Valley. So last time we dropped off a couple of different orders and we have made our way here to Iron Ore Mine West, where we're going to be looking at something a little bit different today, or maybe an old topic in a new way. Alright then guys, please do grab yourself a drink, let's hit the rails. Right then guys, so here we are at Iron Ore Mine West. We said last time that we'd be heading from here southernly down to Machine Factory, back to Machine Factory, in order to probably unlock a military job or two, maybe get those military licenses, potentially need to also unlock some more hazmat stuff. We've got plenty of money available to us, 350,000, so we should be able to unlock whatever licenses we need for that, but we are leaving money on the table if we walk away from here now, and I'll show you exactly why. Because if we actually just go over to here, we looked at these last time, there is a number of shunting jobs available to us here, and there is also freight haul jobs, and most of those are at a steel mill, so that might be something for us to consider as well, because we've got the pulling power. Although these aren't really that expensive in terms of what they would pay us. But all 4, 5, and not that one, that's a shunting job. All 4 of these together, well, it's a decent amount of money. I mean, you're looking at 30,000, 45, sorry, 30, yeah, about 45,000 altogether. So yeah, that might be worth doing. But what I do want to do is unload our last train of excavators before we go any further, because it's 24,000 plus maybe half of that again if we get the time bonus. So I'm going to basically be doing this one today. It is 2 drop-offs, so it's basically what we brought in plus 2 drop-offs. We're going to firstly get a bit of sleep. It's 10 past 10. And then we're going to be talking about exactly how we're going to be doing that. So let's get a bit of sleep. It's actually 10 past 11, sorry. My bad for not being able to read the clock properly. Let's go to sleep. Right, so here we are then, back with the early morning. If I can actually find the way out the door, that would be great, wouldn't it? So, the one thing that we know about this particular place is that there's no other locomotives here. Well, no shunters anywhere, apart from the 2 DE6s that we brought in. We dropped off a DE2 on our previous journey somewhere. I think it was Food Factory in town. But we don't have a shunter here with us. So what does that mean? Well, we can either just move on, or we can use a DE6 to shunt with. Is that going to work? So I do a lot of kind of reading online and looking at what people's comments are about this game, particularly because it's been a learning curve for me to learn about this game. And one thing that people said is that you should never try to shunt with a DE6 because, well, for one, it doesn't have remote control. This doesn't link with it. And 2, it's a long train. You can't see really behind you. Well, yeah, they might say that, but we're going to try it anyway just to see if it's true. So firstly, we're just going to make sure that this is definitely our load that we're going to be offloading. And yes, it certainly is. It's been given a different code, and it's the SU57. Now, the good question that I want to ask now is, how many offloading yards is there actually here? And I think there's only going to be 1. And yes, there is. It's 8. So, I'll tell you what we're going to do, guys. We're going to start these babies up. We're only going to use 1 for shunting, which means we're going to have to pull 1 out the way. And I'll probably pull it over here, to be fair, just to get it out the way. So I think that's going to be the first thing that we'll do. We'll get the DE6 out the way, the one that we're not going to use. And the reason that we're not using it is because it would cost us a fortune, basically, to run both of them. We've already experienced how much it costs to run both of these. And also we are aware that we've got fees outstanding already. Why add to them? So what we'll do is we'll pull this one out the way Hopefully we've got switches on in here. I'll just double check. We've got lights on, so surely we do. Yes, we have. Whoops, nearly switched that off by accident. Right, what we'll do is we'll get it started up. I like to pump this actually, if it'll let me. And the reason for that is just to give it a bit of a prime. I think it starts easier. I could be wrong. I don't know. Right, but what we will actually start to do is just to get everything in order here. We'll get a bit of lights on. Get her into drive. Brakes are already released, so she should be ready to go forward. Thankfully we don't have any flashing lights. Right, we'll pull her right forward. Just up there, and then we'll reverse her up. I think we're going to be offloading there into 8L. And I'm pretty sure we don't need 2 locos to do that. The majority of our weight last time was all... Whoops, it is the wrong thing. Was all... the fact that we had, was it 3 or 4 different loads that we dropped off? So yeah. The other trick that I'm going to be doing here is not using anything. Trying not to use any external cameras. I think I put those brakes on a bit too hard there because we are just literally rolling off. Yeah, so I'm going to try not to use any external cameras. So I can walk to the back of the train like this. I can jump out if I want. If I really want to. But as far as trickery goes... Why is that... Did I close that door? Whoa. That'll do us. Whoa, that felt close. But anyway, this is now proving some of the dangers of using this train in terms of its speed, its aggressive power, and also the fact that you can't see. It looks like you... I mean, that looks like we're pretty close to the turntable there, but we clearly weren't that close. Right. We can shut it down, leave the lights on, and I'll just ensure that that's fully on. Good stuff. Right, she's all shut down. Let's go over here and hop in this one. Again, we've got a certain amount of lighting on in here, which means that the switches are on. So what we'll do is just head out here. Actually, what I'll do is just make sure we're still connected up, which we're not. So this is going to be our shunting job. And also, I want to say thank you so much to everybody for watching the videos. I want to say thank you to that person that said they really enjoyed the shunting videos, because not many said I think they're glad that I do them, because according to them, not many people do shunting jobs on videos. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys, and thank you to everybody that subscribed. I do have some interesting ideas on how to keep things interesting for you, but for now what we're going to do is get this train into a position of being able to move forward and go into the right lane without using any external tricks. Is she struggling? Oh, we've got a flashing light. Right, why do we have a flashing light? Does she have a parking brake on? Oh, she does, wow. Okay, that should be better now. So, I expect to hear a labour. I don't expect her to struggle. This weight should be absolutely fine. So what we're doing is position these cars ready for offload in 8, and then what we'll do is we'll validate our ticket, I validate our order, and then we'll offload them, and then what we'll do is get them into the 2 drop-offs after that. So I'm going to be leaping around quite a lot, trying to see if the back of this train is actually past this marker without using any externals, which I'm now going to struggle to do, aren't I, because we're in a tunnel. So let's just put a bit of brakes on, and let's just try and guess as best we can. How far we need to go. Right, I dare say that's enough brakes to slow her down. So I can jump out, I said, didn't I? So I'm going to jump out and see if we've passed now the back, and we haven't quite. There's still a couple of cars to go. Mind you, these are passing here. What we'll do is, that's 8L, that's where we're offloading. And that switch is correct. Is this one? Right, this one needs to be switched. This needs to be switched. And then the last one is going to be that other switch over there, but we need to pass that. So we've got like 2 car lengths still to go in order to get beyond that. So what we'll do is just run along here, back to our loco, and we'll try and move forward, guesstimating 2 car lengths. To be honest with you, I think it's downhill here. She might start to roll. Okay, put a bit more power on. I don't want to get any more than just a tiny amount of throttle on, just to allow it to come forward a bit more. That'll probably do us. I'll just go a little bit further just to make sure that we've got enough. Right, that should do it. Let's just run back now. So I'm not even going to use the dispatcher tool in order to switch the tracks. We're going to do it all manually, because I wanted to see if it's actually possible to shunt with the DE6 without any drama, without any major issues. Right, we're pushing back. We can't see anything. I guess at this point, in a real life scenario, we'd be on the radio to discuss kind of how it's going back there. We've got to trust our own judgment though, that all the switches were correct. Because obviously we don't know that they are. We could be reversing into other cars here, but because we've switched our switches, we really shouldn't have any problem. We know that they were correct. We know that this game likes to throw in a red herring though, and occasionally just decide to trip you up. Or so it seems. It probably isn't that way. It's probably a user issue. How fast are we going to be getting wheel noise there? Can you hear that wheel noise? Now what I want to see when we come out of this tunnel is all the cars filtering into the lane 8 and nothing else. They seem to be. No, they're not. Oh yes they are. Wow, I saw that then and I was like, what's going on? But of course we don't want them down there. Okay, it seems to be going well. Okay, it took a bit of a risk. And also guys, I want to make this video shorter. I don't want to do any editing in this video really, if I can help it. I might have had to do some at the start just to get us going. But I want to try and do as little editing as possible. I want you guys to enjoy unedited videos. And if that's your type of thing, I might have some good news for you in the very short-term future, because I'm thinking about releasing unedited videos as well, like to have full-length videos on a separate platform. Right, how far are we now? Where's the sign? I think we've gone long past it. Yeah, we have. Right, okay, so how far back can we go? Or do we now need to go forward? Okay, that is perfect. Oh no, it isn't. Yeah, we're about a metre off. We need to go forward. Oops. Didn't want that one. Right, let's go forward about a metre then. We've got space. Okay, I think that'll do us nicely, and while that's stopping, let's run to the station office, quickly validate this order. Alright, so this is it. We're picking it up basically, dropping off at B8L, and then we've got two drop-offs, B1S and B7S. So we've got one right next to us. What we'll do is, I know that we're not really wasting time by doing this now. 687, so the front one is going to B8S. The rears are going to... The rear 7 are going to B1S. So, without further ado, let's unload. I threw that the wrong way there. Unload. What? Why can't you unload? What? Oh man, here's the switch. Oh, you know, this game, oh wow, honestly, why didn't I read the sign better? So it's a user error, that. It's not any issue or anything to do with using a DE6, although you could argue if you had a remote control, you wouldn't have any problem at all doing that. Because obviously you could be able to see, even though it's caught us out still. It's caught me out before, so it's not like it's perfect system. If you use a remote control, it's not perfect, that's for sure. Okay, let's try now. There we go. Right, so which car is this? And we're rolling forward still, even though we got loads of brakes on. So 394. So this is going into B1S. So it's here basically. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 going into B7S. Right, so let's get that sorted first. These cars will be a lot lighter now. So this is the switch that we're going to be throwing once the train's past it. And I think we're only going to be able to tell from this side actually, even though this train is about to turn a little bit. So again, we've got the same problem. And actually, we've got cars in there already, so there's our other problem. But firstly, we're going... we're going to have to do this one. 7 cars into B1S, which also looks like it's got cars in it already. So we're going to have to come all the way forward here, but at least we can see now. Let's just have a quick look. B1S has some stuff in it already. Right, okay. And again, just checking. B1S is this lot. 7 from the back. But yeah, it's good to be back here actually. We can see a lot better. We know that we're going to be throwing a couple of switches to get in there. And I don't actually think it's downhill in there. I think it just seems to be, because we're not really gaining speed right now, although I really hope that we're not. We'll go and grab our train we'll go back to our loco in just a sec. Yeah, we seem to be slowing down. I don't want to be slowing down. See how that sorted us out. Yeah, we're there. Oops. Yeah, we'll get full brakes on because with such a light load, it's much easier to get the brakes on. Obviously, because you're not fighting against the physics of the weight. Right, so B1S does have some cars in it, and they're right in the middle, aren't they? Which is extra annoying. So what we'll do is we'll roll her back so far, and then we'll go and have a look and see how close we are. But thankfully we can accelerate a lot better and brake a lot better. And again, I'm trusting that my switches are correct. I know they are, but I'm also trusting that they haven't changed on me. Right, we've got a bit of distance covered there with high speed of about 20 k's. So what we'll do is just put a bit of brakes on, and then we'll release the brakes, and then we'll just go and have a look. Okay, I'll let it come a little bit further, and then I won't panic about this and or worry. I'm just gonna. So it is 7 cars. So it's a decent length, that. I don't know whether it'll fit in there. Might have to push some of these cars back. But yeah, what's next for this game? What's next for our game on this game? Well, yeah, military licenses. We've already got our diesels, but I'd like to do a job with an SM3, like in terms of a delivery job. We haven't tried that. I want to try a job with 2 DH4s. I want to try some different configurations with the DE6. What else? And then obviously we've got steam locos and the museum to look at. To get started with those. I don't think we can be too much far away from here now, from those cars now. No, we're right there. Bang. Right, we want 7 cars in, so let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're just about there. And that one is 3, 4, yes, it is. So, we're about there. We only want to be back about another half a car length. What we don't want is those running away. I think that'll do it. Let's go check. So, 3, 4... 448. Or is it this one? 872. Hang on, what's going on here? Oh, it was this. What am I doing? It's not quite enough. So close. So that one's 7.2, which means that one should be there. Yes, 872. So this is the one. close that cock before we lose all of our brake pressure. Right, let's just make sure these cars haven't rolled off. No, they haven't. They're fine. Right, okay. Here we go. Right, so our next final drop is going to be in 7. So there should be 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The good thing about being stood here is you can still control the train without having to worry too much. But obviously, this tunnel isn't very helpful. But I think we've had a good experience so far shunting with this DE6, despite the obvious costs which we're going to be running up. Right, okay, we're good. So this one, taking us this way, switching this one into here. And this should be us gold after this, and then, yeah, next episode we'll be journeying, most likely back to Machine Factory in town to deal with those military bits and bobs and to get started with those jobs, because that's something that we want to do. Something that I want to do, to actually start delivering tanks. Are we going into the right lane there? Yes, we are. Cannot see a thing. Want a little bit more brakes before we start battering cars. Whoa. There is actually an engine in there. That's quite interesting. Right, how much far back are we going? Quite a bit, actually. Have we got brakes on? Are we pushing now? Oh yeah, we're pushing already. Hopefully we didn't damage anything there. I don't think we were going fast enough. I don't think we were going fast enough to do any damage. Could be wrong. There's the sign. And that's us in. Surely I can shut this down without having to worry about it. Okay, yes, we're in. Let's get that parking brake on. Quickly disconnect. Get this parking brake on as well. Right, over to the station office. Get this validated, hopefully get ourselves a bit of money. And yeah, we got up 36,000. I would say that was absolutely worth doing. And maybe there's a couple more jobs over here. Now we'll have a quick look, see what we're going to be doing next time. So, hauling empty cars to food factory in town. Another one for empty cars. So that's basically from those 2 orders that we just offloaded. There is a bunch of shunting, which we may or may, we won't do those. But these 4 jobs could net us 45,000 plus time bonuses. It could be worth thinking about doing that. We'd need both DE2s to do it comfortably, but it's only to steel mill, even though it's actually down here. So that would probably be a drive through Machine Factory in town or using the bypass. I'd probably just go through Machine Factory in town, and then I'd probably go down here, go all the way down on a nice straight piece of track, and then go this way. I'd probably go through farm actually, which is somewhere where I'd like to explore actually. Somebody was asking me to take note of the cows, and we haven't really done that, have we? So I would like to go that way. That's downhill then into steel mill. So maybe we'll do that, get ourselves sorted with that job. I did say machine factory though, didn't I? I'm saying machine factory, but we just haven't got there. But anyway, guys, I want to thank you so much for joining me for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please do hit the like button. If you want to see more videos like this, please do hit the subscription, obviously. And yeah, guys, hit me up in the comment section. I'd love to hear from you. But for now, I'm going to say bye. Please do take care of yourself, and I'll catch you guys again soon.